EXP Realty and Media PA. And one of my preferred lenders is Sean Maloney with CMG Home Loans. And he's just going to talk about interest rates. I know a lot of people are worried about them. A lot of buyers are a little concerned about them. And Sean is just going to, talk about some different ways you can go about things and some advice for mostly buying, but if you're just, mostly buying because that's what you need them for. Okay. Go ahead, Sean.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Again, Sean Maloney with CMG Home Loans. Happy to be here. Allie, really appreciate it. Interest rates, we're just going to get right into it. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. We got the good and the bad. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to start with the bad, though. So the
Yeah.
bad is today, the average interest rate on a 30-year fixed conventional loan is 7.64%. That's the highest it's been since the early 2000s. It's over 20 years. Okay. However,
Mm-hmm.
houses were still selling back then. They're still selling now. So what does that mean to you? Okay, obviously you're going to have a higher monthly payment. All right. There's no two ways about it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's still stuck during the refi boom, 2020, 2021, even 2022. Rates were 5% or below. That's not how it is anymore. And to be honest with you, historically, since 1971, rates are still lower than they have been in the last 52 years. So,
Yeah.
that's one thing to consider.
Yeah.
So
I
here's
agree.
here's how we can combat that. Okay. So one, the obvious one is you pay points. What are points? It's prepaid interest. It's a percentage of the loan amount you pay as a closing cost. And you can buy your rate down. So 1% is 1%. 1% in points is 1% of the loan amount. So let's say you're borrowing $400,000 to buy a house. You put down 1% in points to buy your rate down. Depending on your credit score, a lot of different factors, you can drop it up to a 0.5% or more, and then it costs you $4,000 at closing. You have to look at the break even point. Does that make sense? Are you going to stay in the house for a certain period of time? What, like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Paying that money, obviously you're at a loss in the beginning, but then you get ahead in the end. Obviously that will put down your monthly payment. So I recommend everybody paying a little bit of points, just so you're not paying the par rate, which is the rate without any type of points whatsoever. So what is another way that we can do it? Well, if you've been searching for a home for a while and you're the house has been sitting, right? And it's been on the market for 30 plus days. So instead of asking for a seller assist, you can ask for what's called a buy down. So there's a buy down program. So there's a 3-2-1, there's a 2-1, and there's the one. So what is that exactly? Okay, let's say that I quote you, hey, your rate's 7%. You go in on this house and you're like, hey, it's been sitting for a while. Will you give me a seller assist that I can allocate towards a buy down program? And then we'll do a 3-2-1 buy down. That means for the first year, your rate's going to be 4%. Then the second year, your rate's gonna be 5%. Third year, it's gonna be 6%. And then if you haven't refied by then it goes up to 7%. Now, why do I like these programs? One, because your payment's gonna be lower significantly.
Yeah.
Two, you're not paying for it yourself. The seller pays for it. It goes into an escrow account and it pays the interest out of the escrow account. So you don't even
Wow.
have to worry about it. Set it, forget it. We take care of it for you. So I like it for that reason as well. And then the third reason I like it is because people can then, you can refinance if the rates drop, and then you never even have to see that rate that you originally quoted at the 7%.
Oh,
So
yeah.
here's something else. I was just looking online today, and I saw that here. I'm just going to pull up this article. I was doing a little research before we did this, and
Yeah.
it kind of excited me a little bit here.
Yeah.
So a bit of bad news, but also a bit of good news. And the bad
That's
news,
with everything.
exactly, isn't that just life?
Yeah.
So the bad news is that the Fed is going to raise the rates one more time before the end of the year. Okay. We probably will be looking closer to 8%. If I knew, I'd be a rich man. I don't know. But
Right.
we don't have
We
much
don't
more.
have a crystal ball.
We don't have a crystal ball and we don't have a lot of space left in the sevens anymore. However, I did a little research before we talked today, tried to do my homework.
Mhm.
Check this out. Mortgage rates have risen a quarter of a percent since July and are currently at 7.64%, but expected to decrease in 2024. Well, that's right
Oh,
around the corner, right?
yeah.
Such factors as inflation, treasury yields, and the 2024 election will influence rates, which were predicted to be as high as 5.25% and as low as 4.75% by Q1, Q2, quarter one, quarter two of 2024.
Wow.
Okay, so that's right around the corner.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Here's something that's really cool. This is the rabbit out of a hat that this is the magic, the secret sauce here. Anybody that closes a purchase with my company, we will do a free refinance for you. Okay. That means that there's
Okay.
no lender fees whatsoever. We will not charge
Yeah.
a single lender fee. All right. And that doesn't get cooked into your rate. Most people, if they're like, oh, this is free, we're giving a lender credit. Well, that means you
Yeah.
get a higher rate. We're going to give you the best rate. We're not going to charge you any lender fees. All you're going to have to do is pay some title fees, which are reduced for a refinance. It'll cost you a couple grand. You can put that right into your mortgage, just roll in your mortgage, set it, forget it, it's done,
Hmm.
refinance. So anybody who's like, I'm going to wait until next year, well, here's more bad news. When the rates drop, the housing prices go up.
Yep.
Buy it now, free refinance later.
Right.
That same house that you bought for 500, that could go up to 550 next year. You got the
Right.
equity, you got the lower rate. You did what
Right.
you were supposed to do. So interest rates, yes, they're high, but there are so many different ways to subvert and combat them. And all it takes is a little patience, a couple experts in your back pocket, and boom, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We got you.
That was awesome, Sean. Thank you for that info. And yeah, yes, buy now, refinance later, because just like you guys saw in 2020 and 2021, I mean, some of the houses were going over 100,000 asking. I mean, I feel like if the rates drop that much, we're gonna see that again, don't you?
Oh, easily, 100%. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's going to turn into I wouldn't say a major buyer's market because people will still have lower rates, but it's going to be significantly more
Yeah.
of a buyer's market, which means that there's going to be competition. There's going to be a lot of people calling out of the woodwork. They're like, I don't want 7%, but then they're getting 4.75. The housing prices are going to go up, and they're going to go above asking, and then you're going to have to waive inspections. Look for
Yeah.
what's sitting now if you can. Try to imagine your home and reimagine into something. But I'm telling you, now is the time to buy
I know.
because
Yep, I
people,
agree.
it just goes like this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you get a higher interest rate, but a lower home price. Why
Right.
not take that
Right.
and reduce your rate into the lower interest rate, and
Yeah.
then you have that inflated equity in your house, and then take out a home equity line of credit, which has
Right.
very low interest rate. Use that to make it into your dream home. That's what I did. I bought my house in 2021. I took out $100,000 home equity line of credit, remodeled the entire place.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Sean.
So I'm going to end this with a funny story. So I was thinking about this today. I don't know if it was 2020 or 2021 because those 2 years were like a
Oh
complete.
my God, I know.
I was working 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. I had a client reach out to me and he said, he's like, I want to refinance my loan. As I have a
Yeah.
5% or whatever it was. It was significantly higher than what it was. He was like, what can you get me? So he fills out an application and then I quote him. I was like, I'll get you 2.625%, no points. And he goes, that sounds too high. I'm going to wait for them to come down even further. He said, I think they're going to get below 2. And I'm like, I don't think that that's going to happen, but how about this? I'll lock you in. And if they do drop, then we'll see what we can do about floating down your rate, and we'll go from there. And he's like, no, I'm going to hold off. Well, next thing you know, it shot back up, and he missed his mark. And
It's like, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure he regrets that now. And I guarantee there's nobody that's shopping or had just bought a house in the last 2 years that wouldn't do anything to have 2.625.
Right, right,
It's just
right.
it's funny how those
But
times.
like you were saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and there's more angles you can come at things. And like you said, prices are going to rise next year if the rates drop.
Yep.
So you might as well buy it now at a good price, refinance with you for no extra what is it, the loan fee?
Yeah, no lender
No
fees.
loan fee,
Just some small title fees.
title fees, and refinance when it goes down to something you're comfortable with. So awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sean, for taking time out of your busy day. I know you loan lenders are very busy. So thank you. So we have Sean Maloney from CMG Home Loans.
Yep, CMG Home Loans.
And I'm Allie Rathburn with EXP. You can reach out to either one of us for pre-approval or to see some houses. So thanks, guys. Bye.